Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Carnegie Board and membership. We would like to extend a special welcome to members of Kathy's family and close friend John Flowers, who has traveled from France to be with us tonight. This is a bittersweet night for us all. Here we are surrounded by Kathy's beautiful work while still coming to grips with her sudden and untimely passing. It was truly unexpected, and I'm sure there are many of us here tonight who are still struggling with the shock and grief. I hope there is some comfort for us all in being here together and to be able to enjoy Kathy's art and remember our friend whom we love and acknowledge what knowing her has meant to us all. One of Kathy's friends, Dr. Gordon Cameron, recently remarked that she was truly a Renaissance woman. She was devoted to the arts in all its forms. Kathy lived what she believed in. She was a great reader and also a fine musician who played the flute and whistle in the Montfort band, who are here with us tonight. Kathy's deep concern and love for the environment is integral to her art. How her beliefs and work intertwine is clearly illustrated in the project On the Edge that she initiated. It involved a group of local artists attending several weekend camps in areas that were environmentally threatened, like the Red Hill Creek and the Beverly Swamp. The work produced was displayed in several locations, including this gallery. An excellent companion book edited by Cathy called On the Edge, Artistic Visions of a Shrinking Landscape, was published by Boston Mills Press, a sadly now out of print. She was burdened with so many ideas and projects, and her conviction and enthusiasm was contagious for many, including me. In fact, a prime example is this gallery where we are standing now. Cathy was a founding member who fought for it when its future was threatened. She wanted to help save the Carnegie building and provide a place that had great space and light for regional artists and craftsmen to show and sell their work. There are people here tonight who I'm sure still remember the great fundraising dinners, where we all became sous chefs or waiters, with Cathy as the head chef. They were great evenings of delicious food and friendship. We did things that still amaze me. Where else but at the Carnegie, with green beans for the main course arrived by taxi, having been cooked by a artist vendor and delivered by a very bemused taxi driver. And here we are, nearly 43 years later, now owning as a heritage building, and have a reputation for quality work, and one of the busiest exhibition schedules in the region. We have hosted concerts, lectures, workshops, and more, and we have been supported by our community in all of our activities, for which we're thankful. Kathy's part in all this is pivotal and critical. She set an example and provided the passion and leadership needed to embark on such a project. Carnegie Gallery is very honored to be hosting this exhibition on her wonderful work. There is so much more I could tell you about Cathy and all her projects. Not least the love of her cabin near Portmore, her time in Cape Breton and Saskatchewan, the wits and gatherings of musicians and artists, the art camps in Colombia, playing with her band, and being with her family. One of the last community projects Cathy worked on was with the art gallery in Hampton, called Breaking the Vault. She loved working with the young poets and said how much she learned from participating. Her heart and her mind were always open to new ideas and experiences. And then there are the years she spent teaching at DSA, inspiring students to look and really see what was around them. I hope you will all read the pamphlet that accompanies the invitation. students and dear friend, Lee Hemsworth, has written a beautiful tribute to Catherine as a teacher. Dr. Jean Wilson has written on what it meant to have Cathy as a close friend. Our thanks to Wade and Jean for articulating so well what we instinctively know, that it has been our good fortune to have known and loved Cathy. An important part she has played in our lives. We'd like to thank the staff here at the gallery, Mark Pinko, Laura Brandon, and Amanda Lammers for all their excellent work. Our thanks to the Mountain Road Band for the music, and to Gary Fleming of Ford Park for the exquisite flowers, and Tony's for the tasty food. We embarked on this exhibition last January when Bert Dorman, Lily Takes myself, and to begin an inventory of Cathy's work. May I say, there is so much of her work. And over these past months, her daughters Alison and Janet kept finding more. It will keep us busy for a long time to come. As Catherine kept everything. However, being together in Cathy's special space, surrounded by her beautiful, illuminating, and important work, is comforting. I'm thankful. I am thankful for this time of her living. Whose knowledge and skills are helping record her work for the future. The pieces we have selected for the exhibition are roughly from the last 20 years and are indicative of her artistic journey, her exploration of materials and subject matter, as well as her maturation as an artist. It is our fervent wish that a full retrospective of Cathy's work will take place one day at the Art Gallery in Hamilton, where her art and her place in the arts community can be fully recognized. I would also like to thank Cathy's family, especially Greg and daughters Alison and Janet and their families, for their encouragement and support. Cathy left a legacy of important work. Who among us tonight does not sometimes look at clouds, landscape around us, not hear Cathy's voice? To look with a keener eye and appreciate the beauty of the world around us. Now, when we look up at the sky, we say, oh, there's a Cathy. Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Cathy's daughter, Alison, who would like to say a few words.
It's just a thank you. Some families have bats in their belfry. Ours had art in the attic, under the couch, behind the bed, up in the loft, in the garden shed, and too many other spots to mention. We sent out the call, and our art angels arrived in the form of Bert Dorman, Nancy Gray, and Libby Tate. They have spent countless emotional hours in Cathy's studio, going through and borrowing cataloging her work. And so the idea for the show was born. There have been many other people who have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to put the show together. Laura and Tom Tate, Bert have been preparing frames and carefully cleaning up work when needed. Wade Hemsworth, Jean Wilson created a beautiful pamphlet. Mark Pinko and Laura Goldwood created and hung the show. I am sure curators already hung the show. I am sure these are all a few of the people involved. So many have been willing to help. You were all our angels. And more importantly, you're dearly loved friends of Cathy, and we love you all. Thank you for the bottom of our hearts.
That's the end of the formal part, but I just would like us to raise a glass if we have one, or raise our arm in memory of a dear friend and a very talented artist that we've been very fortunate to know. Thank you.
Hooray!
So enjoy. This is the first time in 2 years we've had wine for food, so enjoy it.